Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order, if I may, please. One of the things, we have a big audience here tonight. Most of them are students from the Latimer Lane School with Michael.
I think only one, just Tamara tonight.
Just Cameron. Okay, we got two other people, Susan and Jeff.
Board of Ed.
Board of Ed, okay. We'll move on with our meeting. If anybody has anything to say, please let us know, but
Okay.
we're moving on, okay? All right, first item on the agenda is the July 11th meeting minutes. Have a motion to approve.
So
moved.
Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Okay, that takes care of that. Moving on, next right away is our Latimer Lane project. And the first person that we talked to on the report, of course, is our gentleman from, where is he hiding, John? From Arcadius. John, welcome aboard.
Good evening. Good evening, members. As the report submitted with your package indicates, we have achieved our goal of getting our grant commitment in hand. We got the letter from the state. We have also achieved the goal of completing our construction documents. And further on the agenda today will be a vote to approve those documents so that we can go to the state. We'll let Justin discuss that. Overall, the estimate reconciliation process worked pretty smoothly over the last couple of weeks. We had just minor areas where the estimators looked at it in slightly different ways. We were able to reconcile that. And I say overall cost-wise, the estimators were on par with each other. Unfortunately, the trend is to see those numbers go upward as we've been discussing over the last few months. For the record, the value engineering items that were approved by the building committee after the design development package was presented were incorporated into the final documents. We've also achieved our expectation of hitting the street with our early procurement package, and Mark can fill us in on some more details on that. Right now, with the team fully active, we've incorporated the environmental consultants documents into the construction document set so that we know what areas need to be abated or remediated. The only additional consultant that we'll be looking for probably in the September timeframe is the testing and inspection lab so that we can have them available to us once construction starts.
Sure.
Rich, you have a question?
No, not at this time.
Okay, go ahead. I thought you said something. Go ahead. I'm sorry, John.
Sure. Looking for our 3-month look ahead, the expectation for August was to be meeting Wednesday of this week with the Office of School Construction Grants. They notified us today that they'd like to move that meeting to next week, but we are on schedule with the Board of Ed for a special meeting tomorrow night to receive their approval of the documents that you'll be approving tonight. After the drawings are reviewed by OSCGR, we'll be able to hit the street for bids on the actual construction work itself. Looking into September, we expect to have the general building permit by that time. The CM will have the package out on the street, and we'll be handling questions via addendum. And by the end of September, we hope to be receiving our bids and be able to prepare the numbers for you so that we can evaluate them, identify what alternates we want to pursue, and then move towards the process of getting Board of Ed, Board of Finance, Board of Selectmen all on the same wavelength so that we can pursue the likely new referendum to pick up the difference. Right now, as I believe
Hold on, can I just hold you up 1 second, John?
Sure.
I just want to let you know that Lisa Hefner just joined in with us. Lisa is the chairman of the Board of Finance, so this will go tie into what you're talking about in reference to the referendum, so on and so forth. So Lisa, if you have any questions of John in reference to that area, please don't hesitate to jump up and say something.
Thank you.
Okay? No, we can't hear you, so make sure your speaker's on. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Move, John, you're on.
I think you've all seen by now the memo put out by Thomas Roy, talking about the likely timeline for
Right.
the approval process leading to the referendum, with a target date of Saturday, December 3rd for the supplemental referendum. So those are the highlights, and we'll let Tecton and ONG go into more detail on their actual hands-on efforts related to those. Any questions?
Yeah, any questions from anybody? None? Really? Okay. All right, moving on then. Let's move on to Tecton.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the PBC. Justin Hopkins, Tecton Architects. With me from the design team is also Derek Bride from CES. So a couple things to piggyback on Jack's or Arcadis's report. As he mentioned, the early procurement phase, we did receive the approval letter from OSCGNR on July 19th. And Mark Sedensky from ONG will be able to discuss that. But the early procurement packages are out on the street at this time. We, as Jack had also mentioned, we had completed our 100% construction documents for July 8th. And we did receive our plumbing code modification approval received by the state of the Office of the State Building Inspector on July 27th. So what that does is allows us to formally incorporate the plumbing code modification into the drawing set, and that's a prerequisite for getting state approval. We are currently spoke to both the building official and fire marshal and Farmington Valley Health Department. We should get our approval letters by the end of this week from building, fire, and health in order to have them all sign the SCG 042, as well as the areas of the documents that require the signatures. For those of you who are not aware, the AHJs authorities having jurisdiction need to sign the cover sheet, the list of drawings, the project manual cover, as well as the table of contents. So that's kind of a belts and suspenders way that the state asks for this approval. We received our commissioning agent third-party review by Sustainable Engineering Solutions. So those comments have been incorporated into the documents. We also held a series of meetings with the building official and fire marshal on site to discuss the scope of the project and also to discuss phasing, especially for the phase one of the project, how we're getting students out of the building. And Principal Lizzetti and Assistant Superintendent Sullivan, Neil and Mike were part of those meetings as we walked through the means of egress with the fire marshal. So I think everybody's comfortable with the first sequence, which is the tightest sequence in terms of disruption of the existing means of egress. So that is, it's good to have these meetings on the front end so that everybody's comfortable when the permit is ultimately being pulled. In speaking with the building official, Mr. Miga, this morning, they will likely issue a full building permit as part of their current review, which is good news for the flow of the project.
Let's just get it moving.
As Jack had mentioned, we have incorporated a series of project alternates into the bid packages that align with the alternates that we had discussed in our previous PBC meetings. So just as a recap, one second.
Yeah, what are those alternates? Can you just tell us quickly?
Yep, 1 second. I'm just pulling it up. So add alternate number 1 is the geothermal wells in lieu of air-cooled chillers. That is a presumed $1.1 million ad alternate. Ad alternate number 2 is a site.
Hold on a second. Let's ask if there are any questions on that one first. Any committee or anyone have any questions on that one you just mentioned? Hearing none? Okay, move on to the
Okay.
second one.
Ad alternate number 2 is a series of additions of granite cheek walls, stone walls, north brick face seat walls, benches, trash receptacles, and additional fencing at various locations at the site. So this was one of our design development value management items to limit the amount of hard landscaped items as part of the site development in base bid and provide them as an ad alternate.
Any questions regarding that alternate 2? Anyone? Okay, move on to 3.
Ad alternate 3 is add concrete and stamped concrete impervious surfacing at various locations. So there are some areas where we have either crushed stone or stone dust surface that's outside of the school in a play area that was originally designed as hardscape. So we have plenty of hardscape throughout the site, but this was another effort after design development to try and limit the amount of impervious surface and hardscape. So it's a relatively modest presumed ad alternate at $20,000, but it's an alternate nonetheless.
So total alternates come to,
The total alternates come to, according to O&G, $1,873,587.
all right, what does that do to our budget, Jason?
So I think that was to me, Justin. So the base bid, if you reference the O&G's report for cost estimation, is still showing a fairly significant overage from our base bid of approximately $4 million.
4 million. Okay, that's what the number, that's the number that Lisa needs to know then, right?
Yep. Now, within that number is the series of built-in contingencies, escalation, and CM contingency as well.
Right. But that's the whole package, right? Hang on, Lisa, right there. That's the whole package, Justin?
That's the base bid.
Okay. Lisa?
Following up on your question, Dick, so it would be 4 million plus the alternates of 1.8 million. You're looking at 5.8 million if the alternates are accepted?
That is what the budget is showing right now.
Yes. Did you hear what he said? So it's 5.8 is the total alternates or the total overage on our budget today.
And the 4 million, has that been evaluated for value engineering reductions? Is that in process?
That value engineering efforts were made at the close of the previous level of design called design development. And the adjustments were incorporated into these construction documents. So we've already peeled back some of the scope items. Some of them became alternates where they used to be base bid.
Right.
And some other features were deleted from the project.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Hey, I have a question for Justin.
Sure, John.
Have you developed a phasing plan that you're including in the bid package? I didn't see that in those drawings that we got.
So,
Previously.
so that is not part of the hard drawings that are included in the drawing set. That is actually part of the front end documentation that O&G is developing for putting this on the street.
Okay, but I haven't seen.
Yeah, that's
that
prepared by
was-
We
me.
haven't seen anything on that. That's why it was asked.
Okay.
Any other questions of Jason?
If I could just make one clarification comment.
Go ahead.
In reconciling the estimates, there was a discussion with the design team, and it was deemed to be advantageous to the project to have the playground equipment installed by the site work contractor. So there was an adjustment of roughly 300 million, goodness gracious, $300,000 moved from the furniture and technology phase of the project into the construction phase. So the delta was like 3.7 million. It seemed to make more sense to have the site work contractor do that work. So at least on paper, we're moving 300,000 from the next phase of work into construction. Doesn't change the bottom line value of the project, but it shifts dollars from one pocket to the other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
compared to what we were looking at the end of design development, there's a $300,000 shift in where the money is going. But we were going to spend it anyway.
So thank you, Jack. That was part of my report that we issued on Thursday as well.
Mr. Chairman, this is Jeff Tyndall from the Board of Ag, if I may.
Yes, Jeff.
Just wanted to quickly let the group know that, the Board of Ed has not had a chance to discuss these alternates, right? So I just don't want any assumptions being made on what we are thinking in terms of dollar figures, in terms of overages and moving forward. We're still kind of in the middle of that work.
When might that happen?
And let me defer to Susan, but I think probably starting tomorrow, and Neil and Jason and whoever else is on the phone.
Perhaps, and I throw this out for Justin, maybe it might be wise for Justin to come to the Board of Education meeting to discuss this with you. Jeff?
Hi, this is Susan,
Yeah.
Chair of the Board of Ed. This is all, my understanding is once we had firm numbers, when the bids come back, that's when we're going to get a presentation at the Board of Education level so that we can decide based on real pricing, what we would or would not include in the project.
I thought maybe Jeff was trying to do it before then.
No, I think we need to have a firm handle on what the actual bids are coming back.
Okay, makes
Know
sense.
what number
agreed.
we're requesting to go to.
Yep.
Yeah, I agreed. I inartfully just didn't want folks leaving here thinking that we were, pushing for the whole 4 or 5.8 moving forward. That's all.
No, I
Yeah,
would like to have
Agreed.
the Board of Education look at those before.
Yep.
Once they go out for bid and get a number, we have an idea what
Right.
the actual
Certainly,
really is, then you can make a decision, yes or no.
right.
Then that will also give Lisa a list of what we have to add to and what we're not adding to. So that 5.08 or whatever it was may not be that high in the end, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Agreed.
Okay. Thomas Roy has a question or a comment. By the way, Tom, I want to thank you for that work you did with the getting the information from the Board of Finance, and that letter you sent out, the memo you sent out was very, very helpful as far as I consider. I think there's some questions on it, but I think you did a good job, and I want to thank you for taking the time and getting that done for us.
No, I appreciate that. And it was just meant to be a starting point. And I still think there's some discussion point.
Right.
And I did want to say, I'm a little double booked tonight, so I might have to duck out to go back to the Board of Selectmen meeting.
Okay, we understand. Moving on, any other questions of Justin? Hearing none? Really? Okay, let's move on to OMG.
Hi, Mark Sedensky from ONG here. I'm really just going to reiterate a lot of the stuff that Jack and Justin already went over. You saw my report, my memo that I issued on Thursday. Phase 1 early bid procurement is out on the street. We did add, from the time we planned it to the time we've actually went out to bid, lead times on generators and automatic transfer switches has gone from 6 to 8 months to a year. So I did add that in to the bidding via addendum Friday. We want to try to procure that generator as well. We need it to open. We need it for life safety systems. It's just as critical as the switch gear. So we've added that. We extended the bids to August 18th. Construction document estimate, as was previously stated, design documents were completed. We received them. We did perform a full estimate. We held estimate reconciliation meetings, meaning we got together with the team a couple of times, hours, 4 hours at a clip normally, went through the entire estimate. We were actually, by the time we reconciled with PAX, who was the estimating service for Tecton, we were at 1.38% apart. So we were looking at the same job. We saw the same thing at the end of the day. Unfortunately, we knew from SD and DD we were gonna be over, but we feel like we have the correct estimate. I did submit the cost, a summary sheet. We certainly have the full estimate, which I can provide if anyone is interested in it. Phase 2, any questions on the estimate?
Yes, I had a question about the early bid package that we just sent out. What's the dollar value on that? And that's part of the whole job, of course, but what is the dollar value on that?
Bear with me here. I apologize.
Weren't we something in the order of 1.5, 1.8 without the generator?
Yes, Jack, thank you, because it was, I'm looking at the documents I sent you last week.
So maybe 2 million, you're thinking?
With the generator, I would
With the
say 2
generator.
million is a good range. Yeah.
Right.
Add it in. But
Now, you were just telling us that your estimating company and O&G felt very good about the numbers that they had produced within 1% or so of each other. Again, this is just either your gut reaction or your forecasting. How do you think the market is looking out there? Some people are saying that it's looking a little bit more stable than it was even 6 months ago for pricing.
I'm an optimist. I think it's probably getting better, but it changes weekly. I think we need to go out as quick as we can. We need to go out.
We still got the plus and minuses out there, and we're just hoping for the sooner that we can get them out, the sooner we can get the best possible price.
Yeah.
In terms.
Now there is other work out there bidding. So again, I talked to somebody one day and they said there's nothing out there. I talked to somebody the next day and they're bidding tons of jobs. So the quicker we get out, the better.
Right. Okay. Good. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Mike.
Mark, did you go out to subs for your estimate, or was it all done in-house?
We do ours in-house. We have full estimating department. We do get our mechanical and electrical from an outside vendor who we've been using for years, who's pretty good. But all of the balance of it is done all in-house by our in-house staff.
Derek, you had a question?
Yeah, I was just going to say, Mike and I, we work closely with their MEP estimator, and he does go out and get real vendor pricing, and he does solicit some sub pricing too. So he does his own takeoffs, but also gets real pricing for the industry.
Okay. Any other questions? Mark, continue.
Okay. So that being said, as Jack mentioned before, we're planning on going up to the state on, I believe, the 17th. I'm putting the final touches on, somebody mentioned the phasing plan. I'm putting the final touches on my phasing plans, my bid packages. And we'll be ready to go to the state on the 17th. Hopefully, as soon as we get approval, we can advertise and go out to bid.
We have a guest date? Mark?
Yeah, I would say, and I was actually just updating the schedule today. I think I allowed 7 days, so I allowed the 26th where we would get approval. So we go up on the 17th. Hopefully we have approval by the following Friday. We should be out to bid by the 29th or 30th. And what I will do is I'll put the bids out with a 3-week bid period, knowing that we probably are going to extend it to 4 weeks. What happens is the estimators they get notified of the bid, they get it on their calendar, and then they start looking at it probably 2 weeks before it's due. So we start getting questions, and we want to get questions. We do want to get questions. Questions aren't a bad thing.
So when do you think you might be able to put a package together for us for the bid results?
Oh, I should have that by the end of the week. Oh, for the bid results, I'm sorry.
End of what week?
I'm sorry. Let me look at my schedule here. So we will. So like I said, we'd be out to bid at the end of the month. We would allow 4 weeks for bidding. I have 2 weeks for scope review. So, I mean, I would share the numbers with you immediately, the day after they came in, assuming that the number 1 or number 2 has all the scope. Based upon scope reviews, you'll be able to see the numbers, the day after we bid it. When would I be ready to come to you with recommendations? I wanted 3 weeks, but I was given 2. So 2 weeks after the bid, I have that projected at around October 10th-ish.
October 10th. So the whole month of September, we have nothing?
No, the bids
We're
are
out to
coming.
bid.
We have bidding.
Yeah.
Lots
Oh,
of
He's
work
not
going.
gonna have the bids
bidding.
till end of September.
End of September. Okay.
Yeah, we would receive approval from the state last week of August. Give us a couple days once we get the letter. We're out to bid from August 29th to September 26th. We have a scope review from September 27th to October 10th. And what I'll do is I'll pre-schedule the scope reviews for at least the major packages. And then, I'd present to you, a little bit after October 10th.
If we were to pick a Monday, it would be the 17th of October by the time we hear from you. Is that right?
I've been pushing to try to squeeze it into the 10th, but we'll see how that goes.
I was hoping for at least the 10th, yes.
Well, everybody wants to take the time out of the CM. It does take some time, guys, to do it correctly. Unfortunately, we're always the last one, and everybody wants to take our time. But we will do it as quick as we can, but while still doing it correctly.
But I want a target date. So when we talk to somebody, we can say by such and such a day, we're going to have this, we're going to have that. Give us a day.
17th.
Dick, if I can jump in, this matches the schedule that we got last month. The only delay has been with the state. We're
Right.
where we thought we were.
Yep. No. Okay. So October 17th is when we can hear from you. Right?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Mark, do you have anything else you need to add?
I don't.
Dick, this is Tom Roy. Just real quick, I know Mark as CM, you're getting pushed on this, but when we were putting together the schedule, part of this was to hit all of the other dates with all of the other groups that need to approve this. So I think, good or bad, I think everybody's being squeezed. You as the CM, the Board of Finance, I know would like more time. The Board of Ed would like more time. So it's trying to get this done as soon as possible. So.
Yeah, because we had.
No, and I Certainly, Tom, I actually was looking at your letter today as I was updating my schedule, being aware of all the important dates.
Yeah, so the only first day we can actually meet is at the Board of Finance meeting, which is the 18th of October. They'd be the first ones to hear what's going on regards to after us on the 17th. The Board of Selectmen meeting is going to be missing it because they meet on the 12th and they don't meet again until the 14th of November. So that's going to throw things back a whole month.
Dick, this is Susan Selena again from the Board of Ed. We've all talked and are prepared to have special meetings. We're not going to delay this by waiting for regular meetings.
Okay. All right. But we have the Board of Selectmen meeting, we had a Board of Finance meeting. And the Board of Selectmen is on the 12th of October, and the Board of Finance is on the 18th of October. And we're not going to hear back from it until the 17th of October.
We're willing to call special meetings so that we can move the project along.
Okay. The Board of Finance, is that going to be a problem? Lisa?
I saw the updated memo from Mr. Roy and Maria Capriola, which added the Board of Finance hearing. So I don't know. We're going to obviously want to see an updated CIP if the recommendation is for more bonding. But as Susan said, we're perfectly willing to hold special meetings if needed
Okay.
to expedite the process.
Okay, as long as we can do that, then that'd be fine. So Lisa, thank you. Okay. Any other questions? Any comments? Hearing none, we move on then, I guess, huh? Okay, so the next item on the agenda would be our invoice from O&G. We have an invoice number 576724 for the amount of $19,358,000. Do I hear a motion to accept?
Motion accepted.
Motion,
Second.
second? I hear a second?
Yeah, second.
Second, John, okay. Any comments, questions? All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that passes. Okay, the next one is a TRC. TRC number 541056. And that total amount is $3,363.25. Do I hear a motion?
Yeah, so moved.
So move. Mike, second.
Second.
Okay. Any questions, comments, additions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. That takes care of those two. Okay, the next one is invoice from TRC. I don't have a TRC invoice.
We just did TRC.
Just did one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just did it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, beg your pardon. I two sheets of paper. I'm looking at the wrong one. Bear with me, folks. Okay, the next one is Sustainable Engineering Solutions. It's first invoice number is 3583.
First invoice is 3545.
Well, it should be 45, not 83, but I've got 83 and 45. Let's do 83 first. That total amount of that is $3,500. Is there a motion?
Okay, oops.
Motion?
So moved.
Mike, okay. Second? Lucian, second, okay. Any comments, questions? All those in favor, say by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Okay, same company with the invoice number 3545. The amount of $4,500. So here a motion.
Yeah, so moved.
Move second.
Second.
Mike, okay. Any comments, questions? Okay, all those in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Okay, that takes care of that one. Okay, the next two on here are Tecton invoices. Tecton invoice number 45238 in the amount of $139,568. Do I hear a motion to accept? Motion? John Salvatore?
All
Lucian?
right, I don't have that invoice.
Okay, Lucian? Okay,
Yep.
Lucian made it. Second? I'll
Second.
second it. Okay, Mike seconded it. Okay. This invoice is the amount of $139,568.
Is there a reason we're getting, this a month late? Did we miss that last meeting?
Tecton can answer that?
There was a hiccup in the document flow for the last meeting. That's why between meeting dates and invoice dates, these two invoices for SES and Tecton got delayed till tonight.
Okay.
So we have two invoices here tonight, right? Okay. All right, so we have,
One's for June, one's for July.
we have 45238, which is invoice for June in the amount of $139,568, which has just been motion to approve. Any questions, comments? All in favor?
All right,
Opposed? So carried. Okay. Excuse me. The second invoice from Tecton is invoice 45309 for July in the amount of $83,966. 83,966. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion moved.
Second.
Richard Durr.
Richard Durr, okay, second. Mike, okay, Mike again, okay. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Hearing none, okay. Bud Kelly, you got your hand up for some reason? Okay, I guess he was voting. Okay, that takes care of it now. The next item is the Terraform Central roofs. I would like to move into executive hearing with just the committee and only a couple members of the board of on the school committee. The board be Jason and maybe Neil. Would that be it? Does anyone have a problem with that?
Dick, I got a quick item for Latimer before we move on.
For Latimer, go ahead.
Derek, just reviewing the drawings again today, I couldn't find any of the refrigeration piping for the splits. I don't know if that can get captured with an O&G bid package or something, or if it was just my PDF. But I wanted to make sure that that's not a miss that we're going to see as a change order.
Okay, Mike, I'll take a look at that when I get to the office tomorrow. Thank you.
Can you give Mike a call on that?
We can, yes.
He'll fix it. It's minor.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, before you move on, this is Justin. May I bring up an item?
Go ahead.
As part of the state review process, this board actually needs to make a formal motion to approve the documents and the cost estimate. That's part of the SCG 042, which is the request for review of final plans. So that's the reason ostensibly why we're meeting this evening and also meeting with the BOE tomorrow.
Okay, can you make that as a motion, please?
Well, he can't make it as a
well, you
motion.
can't make
No,
it.
but
I can
tell us
recommend
what the
a
words are
motion.
of the motion.
Okay, the motion would be to approve the plans and specifications dated July 8th, 2022, and the professional cost estimate dated August, help me, Mark, August 4th, 2022.
Okay, who would like to make that please as a motion? John?
Yeah, so moved.
John moved second.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Richard Durr
Richard
second.
Durr.
Okay. Okay, any questions, comments? Hearing none, all those approved, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So carried. Okay, good. We'll get that letter off to you. Okay. Now, do you want that to go to you, Jason? Or do you want it to go directly to the state?
We have to circulate a signature sheet similar to the phase one that requires the superintendent's signature, the
Right,
chair, and the chairs of both the BOE and the PBC.
right. Okay.
So
Jason, you jump on that?
we'll circulate that through the pipeline.
Yeah, okay. Jason, you got a hold of that? Okay, so I'll make sure you heard it.
You'll have that in the morning.
Okay, have that in the morning, John. Okay, good. Any other questions? Okay, again, I'd like to, we take it into executive session. That would be the 5 members that we have plus Jason. And Jason, we want to talk about the roofing projects. Who else we have? Neil or who else?
Neil's
night.
welcome.
I'm sorry?
Neil's welcome to join if you'd like. That's about it.
Okay. Everyone else has to leave the meeting.
Great night, Nick.
Thank you.
Do you want me to stay, Chairman?
Who was
Janice?
that?
Janice, do you want me to stay?
Yeah, no, Janice has to stay, of course.
Okay. Just checking.
You have to take minutes on that, dear.
Okay. Just double checking.
No, fine. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess everyone's gone but us, right? Tom Roy might pop back in, but it's not. Okay, we're here to talk about the Terfel and Central Roof projects. As you all know.
I'm assuming you want the recording shut off?
Oh,
I'm sorry, that's correct. That has to be off. All right, we come out of our executive committee meeting. The executive committee meeting held conversations and discussions regarding the architectural firm selection for the Terfel, the Terfel Elementary School and the Central Elementary School roofs. And based on that, I'd like to have a motion as it came out of that meeting that who wants to make the motion? Rich, you want to do it? Mike? Okay, Mike.
I'll second it.
We voted unanimously to move forward with Jakunski Hooms for architectural services for both roofing projects.
And seconded by Rich Dirk.
Yes, correct.
Any questions, comments? Okay, I don't know. Do you want to add to the motion that the chair sit with Jakunski Hooms and go over the project scope with him?
Yes.
I don't think we need to do that.
Mike says yes.
I think that's a given.
Well, but we need.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? All those in favor of that, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Okay. So passed. Okay. Any other comments, questions regarding this, our meeting? I guess the meeting for the next meeting, Jason, what do you recommend we do now with all this going on with the school? With Latimer Lane?
we'll have to relook at the schedule, but stick to the regular meeting at this point.
So our regular meeting would be September 5th.
And I don't think you're gonna have anything back until the bids come in, so that probably works.
Yeah,
Although that sounds like Labor Day, Dick.
it is Labor Day, yeah.
And we're gonna have the results for the early release bid packages
Oh,
by
that-
we
yeah.
could.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so maybe we should do the 6th.
What's the 6th, the Wednesday?
6th is a Tuesday. The first
I mean,
Tuesday.
people
of
are
September.
traveling. I don't know if you want to push it the week. I'm not sure it makes a difference.
You want to push it a week? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because the numbers for the early packages, they don't really tell us much. I mean,
No.
it's only some material. If it's only $1.5 million, I thought they were thinking about putting out the MEP with it also, but they didn't apparently.
You want to go for the 12th, September 12th?
I just go a week, right?
September 12th.
Following Monday, the 12th, sure.
Right.
Okay, so Janice, you got that? We're gonna have our meeting on September 12th at 7 o'clock, 6:30, something,
Okay.
what do you want?
Is that when it's scheduled? Because I'm sure it's not scheduled on Labor Day.
No, it's not, it's not, but we'll double check to make sure. Jason, will you check for us on that?
I'll figure that out. If it is scheduled for the 12th, it'll be the regular schedule.
With the clerk? Okay, yeah. Jason and Carol do a good job, so there's no problem there. All right, so we want to do it via Zoom on the 12th at 7 o'clock.
Yep, yes.
Okay. All right, anything else?
Before we leave, now, I may have missed this, but did we accept the minutes
Yes.
Yes.
in the packet?
Yep.
Okay, we did. Okay, I
Yep.
didn't hear that. All
I
right.
think you were moving around there.
Right.
Must have been. I must have been
Okay,
moving.
all right, anything else? Hearing nothing? Do everybody move to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved, second? Thank you, everyone. Thank you very, very much. And keep our fingers crossed that Latimer Lane comes in better than we expect. Have a good one. Thank you again, everyone.